Coming in at 4 wins, 3 defeats, 4 wins in the way up. No, I've started that wrong.
I have no idea what you're doing.
It's going to catch it.
A boxing theme. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Tyson Fury. Okay.
Coming in at 4 wins, all by knockout. No, I can't do it. I was going to do a boxing intro. Hello, everyone. My name's Gianni. Welcome to the Fantasy Football Social. What I was going to do was like a little bit of a 4 wins, all by knockout, 3 defeats.
It's Gianni, we get it. You're winning in the quiz, not for long.
I'm winning in the quiz. That's what I'm trying to get to here. We've got a special quiz coming up later. But you can forget about your XGI and your BPS because we've got some light-hearted fantasy football chat as well. So let me introduce my guest without further ado. First, say hello to Luke, also known as FPL Irons. Luke, should we call you Luke or Irons? What are we going with?
I think Luke would be wonderful if possible, please.
Because that's his name, Gianni.
Family call me Irons. Yeah, my name would be great.
How are you doing anyway, mate? Are you well?
I'm doing very well. Obviously bored. International breaks, especially when England play the likes of Andorra, not the most fun. Waiting for some football to come back on the telly. It was a very boring weekend. Yeah,
it was indeed. And we've got some great FPL chat coming up for you. We're going to be talking about those internationals you referred to, Luke, but we're going to be talking about some of those injured players we're not sure about. We're going to be talking about some of those guys in South America coming back late. Some of the guys in Africa got long flights as well. But also, let's say hello to Mr. Happy, or he should be happy. Ed, why are you so happy?
Mr. Conflicted, I think you'd call me. I mean, we've already mentioned boxing there. Do you know this Saudi Arabian PIF fund have put something like 200 million into boxing, 2 million into chess? Do you watch Formula One? How dare you? You Newcastle fans, you can't continue supporting Newcastle with these owners, can you? Disgrace. Well, yes, we can, because we don't support the owners, we support the club. Anyway, yeah, I'm a Newcastle United fan and we've been taken over we're now basically richer than every single other Premier League club combined. So not bad.
I can't wait to see who the first manager is and who the first big name signing is. Will it be Mark Hughes and Robinho?
Well, if Robinho famously thought he was going to Man United, didn't he? So which player can we confuse into thinking he's signing for someone else so that he comes to us? I don't know. Who's thick enough? We need to find a really stupid player out there who's really good. I don't know.
Someone that's definitely not from England or perhaps even Europe. It'll be a South American player going,
Neymar. It's Neymar. We all know it. We're all thinking it.
Luke, what do you reckon? Who's going to be the first big name signing? I tell you one guy it's not going to be, and it's getting on my wick. Every 11 I see, this could be the Newcastle team in 2 years' time. For some reason, every single one of these mock-ups has the world's best kid in it, Kylian Mbappe. What are you doing? If Mbappe leaves, which he will, there is only one club. It's the world's worst kept secret that Mbappe will be at Real Madrid in the not too distant.
Yeah, but Gianni, we could pay him 40 billion a week. Like, we've got enough money to buy the Man City team and make them sell programs outside the ground. Like, we could do whatever we want. This is like when you cheat on Football Manager. Kylian Mbappe, we could hire him as a blooming cleaner. Right, we've got enough money. It's okay. Sorry, Irons. I think you were
Go on, Luke. Who do you reckon?
We spoke about this at the end of last week, didn't we, Ed? We did a Spaces on Twitter, and I said I quite like the idea of the Chelsea model from the early 2000s, you know, where you went out and got Glenn Johnson, Joe Cole, Damien Duff, and you build. Because obviously Newcastle's team at the moment is useless. You can't... Mbappe in front of John Joe Shelby, it's not really going to go very well. So I think for me, I like the idea of maybe a James Ward-Prowse, going out a Tarkowski, those sort of players.
Zaha.
Experienced Premier League players that know the league and can build, and you can build something from that rather than if you go and get Mbappe and Declan Rice, it's not going to improve that team, is it? They're 2 great players, but you'll spend 250 million and you're not going to get anywhere next season. So I think you have to build slowly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. You're right. The Chelsea model was great. Like Glenn Johnson, I remember on the open day, and they got a few good, solid players like Jeremy, you know. But Man City, when Man City looked outside of the Premier League and probably got that similar level player, but a bit more exotic sounding, like, it doesn't sound exotic, but he was from Brazil. He was a striker called Joe, for example. He was rubbish, but they were happy.
It's not an exotic name at all.
Not at all. But like, it was like a destination, although I think he may have also been from like, signed from a Russian club, not actually from South America. Anyway, that model was very different, wasn't it? It was like, let's throw loads of cash at unknowns from sexy countries that have probably got really good pedigree. And there was a lot of flops before they got to. I think they got Aguero fairly early on, and that was
like
Alano.
Was he that? Was it, or was he the pre? Because they had a rich owner before, didn't they? And then the Qataris took over. It was like, who was it? I can't remember his name, but I think the owner before bought people.
They weren't
like
Qatari,
Alano.
were they? Qatari's PSG.
That's it. But there was owners before who bought a bunch of players, but then these guys came in and they got, obviously, Robinho and then a couple of years later, Aguero. Oh, for goodness sake, honestly.
It's going to be interesting. I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to it.
I've got tickets for the game next Sunday. Very excited to go and watch Steve Bruce be beheaded at halftime in a ceremonial ritual to bring in the new owners. It's going to be fantastic watching.
Sweet. All right. So that's enough Newcastle chat. Perhaps we'll do a fantasy football social extra on Newcastle that might be out on, I don't know, Wednesday or Thursday this week. Sort of 15, 20 minutes. We'll do our, I don't know, Newcastle 11 for a year's time. Something like that. Irons is thinking, do it now. It's such good content and we'd love to.
I want to hear.
But I might need a little bit of prep for that. And of course, loads of you are tuning in for FPL chat and you're listening on the pod. And thank you guys. We're like, I don't know, 8 episodes in or something. It's been wicked having you guys all on the journey with us so far. So do please like and subscribe and all that jazz. But firstly, Irons, Luke, give us your know-how and the info you have on your sort of first take on Ed, because Ed joined the community, like, I don't know, a year ago. And you were one of the first people, like, he was like, oh, yeah, we need to, Irons is great. Oh, the chat man stuff's brilliant. Oh, if we're going to do a pod, we'll have to get Irons involved. Like, so he speaks very highly of you. So I'm keen to know what you think of him.
Uh-oh.
I've been waiting for this. This is one of my favourite stories since joining FPL Twitter. So Ed is obviously now a massive A-list celebrity. Everybody knows him. Does very well with his videos, gets lots of likes. Wonderful, wonderful character. He started on Twitter with very few followers and a very small Champ Man podcast. And he was like, Luke, I think you're wonderful. You're one of the greatest minds in FPL Twitter. You know everything there is to know. I need your help. Please, can you retweet this and follow me and all this sort of stuff? I was like, no problem. I'll help you out. I'll help you out. You seem like a lovely guy. And he says, Luke, thanks for all your help. Can you come on my podcast, please? Yeah, not a problem. Not a problem, Ed. I'm always willing to help the little guy. Always willing to help. Ed, have you got the link, please? I'll join on Sunday. Ed, have you got the link for the chat we spoke about on Friday, the Zoom call? What are you talking about, Luke? The Zoom call we're going to have so we can do your podcast. I've got no idea what you're on about, Luke. He scrolls back through his chat and he goes, I'm so sorry, mate. I was absolutely smashed. I had no idea I was even talking to you on Friday night. I'm sitting there, willing to help Ed out with his small amount of followers, try and give him some help. And he blanked me. He left me sitting there like an idiot. That's the type of guy Ed is.
That is, I mean, that's pretty close to the truth. I completely forgot. I completely forgot we were meeting. I would suggest I don't think I said I was smashed, but I had a beer or two the night before. And then I literally got a message off Iron saying, is this happening? And I was like, oh, flippin' heck. So sorry, Iron. So we're finally getting to chat on a podcast. I mean, this has been like, we've been basically flirting for a year on Twitter, and now we finally meet digitally. So welcome.
Yeah, I did make a promise that I would never do a podcast for you after that, but obviously the wonderful Gianni's here, so I couldn't turn that down. So he's the only reason that I'm on this, if I'm honest.
Thanks, Luke. I knew it was my star quality that brought a pro such as yourself on board, and you are known.
That's exactly it.
Do you know what? Luke is known, Ed. You probably know this, but amongst us big name content creators, Ed, Luke is known as Mr. Knowledge. Like, Luke is the guy that people get into their like expert pods.
What's he doing here then?
Well, yeah, I mean,
It's true.
Quite. Like it's complete. We're going to see a different side of Luke today. Like we're not going to be tapping into him giving us the starting 11 from Reading's 2-1 loss to Preston last season. You know, we're gonna get an England quiz and some FPL insight. So
I think I used to watch Champ Man that Luke last season obviously was the kind of one of the hosts of the Champ Man Fantasy, and I was like in the chat once. I was like, "Oh, Luke, you think you know everything? I'll thrash you in a football quiz." Right. And I'll thrash you at Championship Manager as well this game. And then I finished something like 2000th out of about 2000. And he finished 5th or something.
Yeah, you did not do well, bless you. You were giving it the big one because you had a couple of good weeks at the start.
Yeah.
And it did not. I went to him about a month later and said, "How are you getting on?" "Oh, I'm 600th now," when I was 12th and all this sort of stuff. But after the Grant Holt debacle in the pod the other week, I'm not sure you can give it the big one anymore about your football knowledge. I
totally panicked there. Do you know the thing was with that whole end? I was thinking, I know it's the Holt end, and then I mentioned Grant Holt, but I knew it couldn't be Grant Holt. But then I had it in my head that it must be Norwich was Holt end, but it wasn't Grant Holt. And then anyway, very embarrassing. But hey, I'm going to win this week, so it's fine.
It's fine.
You might do. So, Luke, tell us a little bit about the Champman stuff, because loads will have heard us all referring to it. And Ed was obviously a massive fan. Tell us what it is, and if it's going to be a thing moving forward.
I'm not sure whether there will be a season 3. I won't be involved. I've got my first little one coming along. Actually, for the second fest, it's you've planned the second fest on the day of my little one's due date.
Yeah, that was deliberate. That was deliberate. We didn't really.
Ed didn't want me there embarrassing him. But yeah, it was just one of these things that came along. 3 guys on Twitter, including FPL Tactician, that people will obviously know, just said, you know, we're going into lockdown. People's mental health potentially isn't going to be great during this time. There's going to be no football on. Could we potentially start a fantasy football game based on Champman? Obviously, there's a bit of nostalgia there from players. You could get the likes of David Beckham, Michael Owen, you know, Mark Viduka, fantastic players that there's nostalgia, and it's something to just keep us going. And Planet FPL, James, he did the first season's streams, and then me and Andy, FPL Mode, took over second season. It was just great fun. You know, Mark Viduka scoring hat-tricks, Ruud van Nistelrooy, David Beckham getting dropped for Luke Chadwick, who ends up being a world-class winger, and David Beckham, you know, he probably ended up pulling Victoria Beckham instead. All this sort of stuff.
Pavel Nedved ending up at United,
Pavel Nedved got in the team, and Ryan Giggs got dropped. So Giggs and Beckham were on the bench. Scholes was on the bench. Fergie didn't like. I think Fergie was out as well. So there were just these you know, little narratives that we were able to play off, and I think we ended up chatting for 3 hours every Thursday night for a good 9 months. And it just, you know, lockdown wasn't easy. So it was just something, a nice little bit of fun that people could get involved in. And I think that sometimes they're the best things about FPL Twitter. Is I don't have a clue who either of you are. I've never met you in real life, but I feel like I know who you are. And that's what you get from a community like that. And I think it's great.
Yeah, in that game, Ruud van Nistelrooy is just the best player, the best goal scorer you could possibly find. And I decided very early on in my season to never captain him. I called myself a Never Rude, which is like Never Nude from what's that from again? the comedy. Who cares? You'll know in the comments. But anyway, I did, and that completely sabotaged me. But it was great. It was so good. It was quality. Alan Shearer was in my team, of course, every week.
How old was Shearer?
Newcastle were good. Then 0102, he'd be
31/32,
yeah.
He's still banging him in then. Funny that Ruud van Nistelrooy, I mean, I'm not surprised. Was it a little bit like, do you remember Van Persie I don't know, when Van Persie went to United the first season, and I think he was priced 13.5 in FPL, or maybe 4, I think he was 13.5. And it was the Rooney assist, Van Persie goal every single week, wasn't it? A bit like that, I guess.
I didn't even play.
That's exactly
I mean,
so we had...
Sorry, go on.
We had Ruud 13.5 million. Everybody had him captain, but then it was Juan Sebastian Veron was the Rooney. He was the midfielder for about 12.5 million, 12 million, something like that. That would do you double up on both, because they did keep assisting each other, and every so often Veron was meant to be on the penalties, but then Ruud might steal them, and there'd be no reason for it, and everybody would be in the chat going, "Oh my God, yes, Ruud's about to score a penalty," and then Veron would take it the next time, and it was all great fun.
It was great fun, and like particularly, well, I mean, we'll end this Chapman chat, but the funny thing with Chapman is you're obviously just subject to a computer algorithm or whatever, and it would just randomly change the whole team some games. So you'd have Van Nistelrooy up front, but then the whole Man United team will be rotated and they play their reserves, and you'd just be like, no. Great fun.
If you are watching and listening, apologies for the buffering internet. We're just going to plow on though, because it might be me. I might be seeing it on Ed and Luke's screens, and actually you guys are watching it and you're going, why is Gianni talking about that? It's not a thing. But it might be a thing. So if it is, apologies, but I'm sure you'll be able to still appreciate what we're saying. So let's talk a little bit about FPL, shall we? Rudiger, Lukaku, Trent, Jota, all flagged. Now, of course, no one's going to be doing anything rash until press conference day of Thursday and Friday. But many of you guys will be listening to this, getting itchy feet, thinking about what you're going to do should they be flagged. So what's our take, Luke? Other than saying wait until press conferences, which of course we all do. If you're listening to this pod, you're an enthusiast. You're an FPL enthusiast. Therefore, you know the drill. I'm not talking to casuals here. But Rudiger, Lukaku both sound a little bit like, oh, I've just been injured on international duty, so I'm ready to go and have a nice little rest before my next big club game.
Yeah, I think if Lukaku had made the Nations League final, he'd have played, wouldn't he? It sounds like one of them, and it's the same for Rudiger. It's so difficult for international breaks sometimes, because so often players, before they play the likes of San Marino, they decide they've got a little bit of a niggle and they go back to their club, and so you can't really call it. It's always a tough one, especially with England. But back in the 10 years ago, that playing FPL 10 years ago must have been a nightmare, because there were so many players that didn't really want to go off to international break with Capello, did they? And they'd go, nope, sorry, can't, I'm injured. So God knows how on earth people used to play FPL back in the day. It's bad enough now. It must be even worse back then. But yeah, I just take it with a pinch of salt. I never touch my team until the Friday before deadline after an international break. There's too much going on, because you make one luxury transfer the day after, what would it have been, game week 7. By the time you get to deadline in game week 8, you've got 7 flags. 2 of them are red, 3 of them are yellow. Some of them are orange. It's a nightmare.
Ed, I bet you make some moves before Friday press conferences, don't you?
Yeah, of course I do. It's half the fun, you know. What are you going to fill those Monday, Tuesdays with? A bit of tinkering, a few -4s here, toss it up, and by the time you get to Friday, you've done a -24, but you're ready for the weekend. You know, that's make fantasy fun again, you know. That Irons has got his head in his hands.
That actually hurts my soul. Hearing some of your stories, it hurts, because the thing is, I know you could be so good at fantasy, and I sit there and I just go, why? Please just learn the basics of this game and you'll be brilliant. But you're just like, taking a -24. Oh, I've captained Tony because I'm out with my mates. Oh God.
Yeah. Do you know last season, right? I took a minus. I was 800k in the world. I took a -24 and went down to 1.2 million at the start of the game week, and then went up to 400k.
That doesn't mean.
That doesn't mean it's a good idea.
That doesn't mean that your 24-point hit made that rank. Like, if you hadn't have taken the hit or just done one transfer and then another one the next week, you don't know. I mean, perhaps you do know, Ed. Perhaps I'm doing you a disservice. Perhaps you've worked it out. Perhaps something Mark Sutherland's always would do for his moves and has done in the past. Mm. Do you know that worked for you?
No. But all I know is it's very simple. Oh, I did -24. Oh, I'm now gone up 400,000 places. Thumbs up.
Ed, what are we doing with our South American players and some of our players that are on long haul flights on Thursday and
well, I mean, who are we talking? We're talking people like Rafinha, Edison, Jesus. Anyone else? Any other big names? Probably a couple of others. Martinez,
who no one's got an FPL. Fabinho.
Yeah.
But some of the African guys, like Mane, I'm pretty sure Mane's got a fairly hefty flight.
Yeah, well, I guess, what are the choices? You're not going to sell them, are you, for 1 week? I don't know. So bench them, play them, and then hope they don't play and see who comes in off the bench. What are you going to do, Gianni?
Well, the big one, like, I guess there's no point in talking about Mane and Edison because you guys don't have them, do you? But Rafinha, most people watching, listening to this if they don't have Rafinha, they're flirting with the idea of getting him in, right? So what do we do with Rafinha? I mean, for me, he's just not worth selling like for 1 week. But will he play at the weekend? Very unlikely. What do you reckon, Luke?
No, I don't think there's any chance. And the issue is, it looks like he's playing very, very well for Brazil. So he's probably even going to get 90 minutes. He's looking very, very good. So, and that's a worry down the line, isn't it? If he now becomes a regular for Brazil, starting every week, every game they play, that's a problem. That's a big problem, because these trips to South America, they're an issue, especially now in COVID times. I think Brazil have got a game Friday morning here, and then we've got obviously play on the Saturday. So there's just no chance he's getting a game. So, yeah, I'm not a fan of that at all. If he doesn't play, I've got the likes of Mbeumo coming in against Chelsea, which I don't like the look of, and then Gallagher against Arsenal away. So, yeah, lots of 2-pointers off the bench. And I think even my 4.5 million fodder is Douglas Luiz. So I think he's away with Brazil anyway. So, yeah, it could be 9 men for me and about 28 points, but that's the life of an FPL manager sometimes, isn't it?
Yeah, I've got Lukaku on a flag, and then Rafinha as well. So I'll get Sarr and Sissoko off the bench. So it's Sarr could do something at Liverpool, couldn't he? But
don't worry about Lukaku, mate.
Say again?
Lukaku will be fine. Don't worry. Give him the armband, if anything.
Okay, right. No, I've got to give my armband this weekend to Alan Saint-Maximin. I have to.
Because you're there.
Because I'm there. Because it's a new era. Because it's Alan Saint-Maximin. Because it's just the atmosphere is going to be amazing. Steve Bruce is gone. Alan Saint-Maximin is going to turn into a Super Saiyan or something, and he's going to score a hat trick probably. And
will Steve Bruce be there?
Well, that's the question. It was rumored he was going to be sacked today. Amanda Staveley met with him today, but he's still got his job apparently. He's due an 8 million payoff, and the rumors are he's going to be sacked this week. And then Graham Jones, the coach who went to the England setup this summer, he'll just take temporary charge while we look for a manager, which is an easy fix. Like, it would be such an easy win for the new owners before Sunday to get rid of Bruce. And apparently they don't want it to ruin the atmosphere of the first game, him being there, because you don't want Bruce out. You want a thing of celebration. And 8 million quid to them is like spare change down the back of the sofa, isn't it? So why not?
I mean, Graham Jones is pretty useful. Look what he did to Newcastle when he came in last season. Like the quality of attacking football after his appointment, massively, like they just look so much better. What do you reckon, Luke? Like, Graham Jones isn't going to get the job because they'll want the big name, but short term, picking the team for the weekend, you'd want Graham Jones over Steve Bruce on current form, wouldn't you?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I think he'll do very, very well. And I like that idea, because then you can take a month, you can take 2 months if you need to. You can give him a little bit of a chance. The one that I like the most, which Ed actually brought up to me the other day, is Steven Gerrard. I think that stepping stone to Liverpool, going from Rangers to Newcastle, big club in a big city, coming to the Premier League from some experience, I think that's a fantastic appointment for both parties. He gets the experience of a big club with the fans are going to be on top of him. They're going to expect results, which you'd get from Liverpool. It's a really nice little stepping stone. Rangers, Newcastle, Liverpool. I think that makes perfect sense.
We're not a stepping stone club anymore, Luke. He should go Rangers, Liverpool, then to us. He needs to get used to,
You're his stepping stone for sure. He wants Liverpool. He does not want Newcastle.
Yeah, I think that's still true, seeing as we're still 19th in the table. We still have Steve Bruce as manager, and we still have no good players.
If you perhaps want a goal-scoring former England midfielder from the noughties that's managed a big club and attracts big-name
Lampard,
players,
no way.
Do you know what I mean?
Nope.
Do you know what I mean?
What is your thought? Like, would that be a good appointment, Gianni? Is he actually good? What happened to Chelsea?
Fantastic appointment, Ed. Frank Lampard is a better manager than Gerrard from what we've seen so far. Absolutely, he's managing big. Like Frank Lampard. Forget the Chelsea, which I think he's still up. Like, he's still a better manager after Chelsea than he was before Chelsea. I know it wasn't a massive success, but just look at Derby. And I'm sorry, the Championship is a much more difficult league to manage in than the SFL, right? Is it the SFL? I don't even know what it is. The Scottish
SPFL. That's Scottish Premier League.
Yeah. SPFL.
Right. 2-team league. No thanks. Derby got them to the playoff final, mate.
But Gianni, it's not just a 2-team league. Celtic had won 9 titles in a row. And
Yeah,
and he had such a big responsibility to spend money that they didn't really have. Like, he didn't spend much. He had to make really good signings and stop the 10 in a row. And
Celtic stopped spending, and that's how Scottish football works. Before that, it was Rangers for 10 in a row. Like, that's just how it worked. He was just at the right end of the cycle.
Wow.
That's a brave call. That's a brave call.
This is like TalkSport. This is becoming more like TalkSport every week.
Yeah. I know you're a bit dodgy with your opinions, Ed, with your TalkSport, but I didn't know Gianni was like this. Jesus. No, I think that Lampard took Derby from 6th to 6th, whilst going out to every single Premier League club and saying, "Who's your best loanee? I'm Frank Lampard. I'll take him." He got the likes of Mason Mount in for Derby, like ridiculous talent in the Championship, and still couldn't get him promoted. Lampard, as Ed said, went and stopped a reign of terror up in Scotland of 9 years in a row, and he absolutely spanked the league last year. Fantastic. And the one thing Lampard proved that he couldn't do was spend money wisely. This new Newcastle, whatever they're going to be a club that have a lot of money.
Yeah,
Lampard
I'm not giving it to Lampard.
No, and that's it. He proved that he was very good with the youth players. He had the first year at Chelsea was fantastic. He did really well promoting the youth. And as soon as he was given money, that's when he did a really bad job. So actually, the one thing that Lampard's proved he can't do is the one thing Newcastle will have. So I think that one makes zero sense whatsoever.
Exactly, Gianni.
As you said, Rangers.
This is the knowledge, mate. This is the knowledge. This is why we want him on.
I'm sorry, mate.
If there's one expert on the show, I'd give you that. It is Luke. To be fair, I would never suggest giving Lampard the job. I'm just saying he's a better manager than Gerrard.
Just on Derby, by the way, I'm so sorry, Derby fans, but it looks like Mike Ashley is buying you, or at least he's heavily linked. That's what he does. He goes to bankrupt clubs or like bankrupt stores like Debenhams. He buys them and then tries to revive them. So there you go.
Debenhams Derby.
Debenhams Derby. That's what they'll be called.
Sponsored, or it'll be sponsored by Debenhams. Yeah. Debenhams Derby. Sponsored by Debenhams. Maybe a bit of House of Fraser sprinkling on there or something.
Oh yeah, Sports Direct.
Nice.
House of Fraser, Schlesinger. What else? Whatever else he owns. He seems to own everything now, pretty much on the high street. HMV, Dunlop, all this stuff.
How's the internet getting on, folks? Is it? I think it might be me because both of you have been terrible.
Oh, really? It's fine on my end. What about you, Luke?
Yeah, both of you are fine.
Oh, great. Okay. How does this mean it's going to record through though? Because I'm the Zoom host. Does it mean you're going to get my pictures?
It's I'm recording to my computer, so whatever I see, I'll get, and you're fine.
Yep.
I mean, I say that now, and then we'll find out later it's awful. But I think it's fine.
If it's what I'm seeing and hearing,
but I don't think it will be, because in previously when I've lost you before, I've watched it back and I'm fine, and it's you guys who I lose, but it's my internet. So I think we get what my end, because I'm recording to my computer. Excellent. We're going to plow on. I'm sure that was fun for everyone to listen to. But yeah, I mean, if you're seeing what I'm seeing, then they'll have switched off by now. But and unsubscribed. Wicked. I'm loving that chat. I'm loving the chat. It's going to be quiz time very soon, Ed. Is it not already? I need to thrash you and put you back in your place. Well, I just want to go back to something you put on social the other day, because I've not pulled you on this. And it was probably 2 weeks ago. You mentioned about the deer being in your garden, and I've not asked you about it. And I just want you to explain yourself, because I genuinely thought, hang on, is that actually that's probably his garden? Look, the moment I realised I've pushed this sort of like this thing about me living in this mansion and estate and like being super uber posh, the moment I realised I pushed that too far was when people believed that photo of a stag in Tatton Park, which is like 1,000-acre park, was actually my garden. It's not. That wasn't your garden? No, of course it wasn't my garden. Oh, I thought it was your garden. Genuinely thought that was your garden. No, 100%. I was like, Jesus, because you sent one before where you were on like some sort of go-kart thing, going, "Oh, I'm just whizzing around my garden." I thought that was you as well. In your garden. I didn't say that. I said go-kart FPL advice, and someone underneath put, "Just whizzing around the estate, are we?" That was Sam Martin. Yeah, Sam Martin. Yeah. So, but no. you also post some of the videos you post, which are you're one of the strangest characters that I've ever come across. I'd love to be a fly on the wall in your life. It was the one where you posted a video of you kicking a football in a sports hall with no goalkeeper to try and impress people when there was no goalie. And I'm like,
I think we could all kick a ball into a goal with no goalie, mate. Again, I looked at that and went, that's probably his sports hall. Like, I was just like, he's got no mates because he's a millionaire and he's just kicking a ball around in his sports hall. Like, fine.
And he's got someone recording it and edit it for him. He's like, he's actually got paid for staff doing that.
To be fair to me, right, I said on Twitter, I'm in a sports hall on my own. What should I do? And someone said, put it top right corner. And I post a video within about 3 minutes of me putting it top right corner. And Sebastian Wassel, how do you say his name? Seb
Wassel, yeah.
Yeah, Seb. He even confirmed. He was like, because someone said, how many takes was this? And I was like, it was only actually, I think it was the first or second one. And Seb was like, yeah, to be fair, he only just said it like a minute ago. So, ladies and gents, I then didn't manage to translate this talent into the Fest penalty shootout goal thing. I didn't really get a chance of doing that. And I think Raptor won it, didn't he? FPL Raptor.
Raptor beat my mate in the playoff, yeah. If you're into football, guys, and you're thinking you want to see Ed in action, well, you can see him in action because on Saturday, the 22nd of January, I'll be announcing on Twitter a football tournament for the FPL community in London the day after Fest. Everyone is welcome, not just those on FPL Twitter, but I'm hoping we raise lots of money for charity doing it. So, yeah, keep your eyes peeled for that
Also, I haven't even told you this, Gianni, but I am going to, between now and then, run 350 kilometers to raise money for Street Child United. So just another way of raising money, and that will be my deadline. And also I need to get fit. That's the selfish part of it. So because I need to nutmeg everyone at the actual event. So yeah, I'll be putting that on Twitter soon. So please give money.
Will that be a lap of your garden?
Say again.
That'll just be one lap, will it? One lap of the garden.
Not a whole lap.
Half a lap.
Out of interest, why have you picked 350 kilometers? Because I was thinking perhaps it was the perimeter of the border.
No, I chose 350 because I thought that's a challenging target in about 100 days. It's about 3.5 kilometers a day, but one that I think I could probably do.
Yeah. Oh, good effort, mate. Glad to hear it. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing, it's quiz time.
It's quiz time. Come on, Irons, you're the knowledge.
What is this quiz about, Irons? Because I've got my Italy shirts on the back for some reason. I think little bird told me there might be a theme to this week's quiz.
Yes, there is a theme. The theme came about because during the Euros, you were winding everybody up because Italy were very, very good and you went on to win it. And yeah, just the thing is, you were actually quite nice about it. You could have been horrible, but you were actually very, very lovely.
He only would have got nasty if England won. If England won, he would have got nasty.
Then it would have switched.
Yeah.
But people were just annoyed by your pure existence, I think. Just the fact you're Italian, people didn't want to see it. So my quiz this week, they're going to be very similar questions, but one England version and one Italian version. So, for example, I could say, who was England's manager in 2002? And then I'd say, who was Italy's manager in 2002? Obviously, I'm now saying obviously that's an easy one, but they're very similar questions, but one for Ed on England, one for Gianni on Italy.
I like that. And thanks for noticing that I was a nice guy during the Euros. Ed's probably right. I may have turned if Italy had lost. It's always to be nice when you're winning, isn't it? It's easy to be nice when you're winning.
Yes.
Yeah. I've got to get used to that then. I'm going to be much nicer for the next 20 years as Newcastle win every game 9-0.
By the way, lost. I don't really check follow account, but I remember checking during the Euros because I was conscious to see like if my posts were annoying people, and I knew they were. I lost a crazy amount of followers from posting about Italy, and I was very happy doing that. I even tweeted at the start, please unfollow me because I'm about to be posting 5 times a day for the next 30 days because we'll get to the final and win it.
Well,
unfollow me now if you don't want to see it.
Yeah, you used to have about 1.2 mil, didn't you? Now you got just under 20k, so...
It is funny though, because you just did what all of us did. We all enjoyed the fact England were doing so well. You enjoyed the fact Italy were doing so well, and you were villainized for it because how dare you support Italy, which unfortunately does kind of say a bit about the state of our nation. But nonetheless, we don't talk about politics.
No, talk about politics. I put a tweet out yesterday about politics, and Gianni has warned me not to do that, so I won't. I'm being silenced, people. I'm in a prison here.
I have to voice note him. I have to text him. I need a login for your Twitter account, Ed. I do. I really do.
Oh man, honestly, I have learned quite a lot, like what not to say, what to say. So hey ho.
It's been a lot of coaching. I mean, I should be the paid help alongside your butler and your videographer because I feel like I've put the hours in.
Well, to be fair though, you've been coaching me, but in the last 2 days, I've done a political quote and one about how the Saudi Arabian regime are fine to loan Newcastle and there's no problem. So I didn't actually say that. Go and watch the video if you want. It's got nearly 25,000 views, which for someone with only 2,000 followers, I mean, I've gone viral, people. Anyway, Irons, quiz.
Okay. We happy to start, boys?
Yeah, I'll put the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music in. By the way, we should mention this.
Music.
The guy who made this music, the Who Wants to Be a Millionaire music, died about 3 weeks ago. It was in the news. So tribute to him. We'll put it, we'll keep it.
We don't have to pay for the rights to it now, do we?
I've been worried about Chris Tarrant knocking at my door for about 3 months now, but I think it'll be fine.
Okay. I'm going to start off with this part of the quiz is called One Cap Wonders.
Do we need paper?
So you might do if you want to go get yourself a bit of paper to jot some stuff down.
All right, got it.
All right. So
that's his envelope.
I'm going to start off with One Cap Wonders. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to give you an Englishman or an Italian player. I'm going to give you the year that they made their only cap. And then I'm going to give you 3 clubs that they played for in their career. And you're going to try and tell me who that footballer was. So I'm going to start off with Ed.
Right.
Okay. This Englishman made his debut in 2012. He played for West Ham, Birmingham, and Charlton during his career. That could be that's in no particular order. That could have started at Charlton, ended at West Ham, etc., etc.
Is that all the clubs as well?
No, just 3 random clubs. 2012, West Ham, Birmingham, Charlton.
And I mean, it's unlikely I'm going to know any England or many England, and Ed's probably not going to know many Italian. But can we steal them if he gets it wrong?
See, I think it would be slightly unfair because I think it's highly unlikely. Because I know you trying to swindle your way because you're going to get more England than you are Italy. So I think your England knowledge would trump Ed's Italian by quite some distance. So I think
you're probably right, Luke. You're probably right.
I think that would give you a massive advantage.
So
just
can I just say,
can look cool, can I still blurt a name out, but I won't get the point?
Oh, of course, you won't get it. You do it for pride.
All right, wicked.
So this is someone who's had 1 cap. He's played for those 3 clubs, and he made his debut which year? 2012.
2012.
And that was his only cap for England.
Yeah, that's not where he made
for England.
Yeah, only cap for England in 2012. Okay, is it John Ruddy?
It's not.
It's Luke Young or Paul Konchesky.
It's not.
Okay, can I have another go?
Yeah, but you don't get a point.
Can I have another go? You don't get a point.
Fraser Campbell.
It's not. Fraser Campbell never played for us. Okay. It was Carl Jenkinson.
Oh.
Good one for not putting Arsenal in there because that might have given it away.
Charlton, I didn't even know he played for Charlton. I knew he played for West Ham. I didn't know Charlton, Birmingham. Oh.
I think he started at Charlton. I think Arsenal got him from Charlton.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
Bastard.
Gianni, do you want your one?
Yeah. I'm writing, just as you know why he's got a pen, I'm just writing it down so I can picture it.
Okay. 2012.
Okay.
AC Milan, Hellas Verona, and Liverpool.
Aquilani.
No.
Oh, sorry, I went too early.
AC Milan,
if I'd thought about that, I know he had more than one.
You didn't think.
He was definitely Liverpool and Milan and that era, but now I know Liverpool, I could have thought about that. I'll probably get it.
You went so quickly.
AC Milan, Verona, Liverpool. Okay, I've got no chance of this, but I think it's defender, and I'm picturing a guy with blonde hair. What was his name?
I got it.
What's his name?
You've got it.
I don't know his name.
Desena.
You're not right, whoever it is.
Oh, right.
Is it Desena?
No, it was Fabio Borini.
Oh, Borini.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Didn't put Sunderland in there. You see, that was the one everyone would get.
It's a very poor start, boys.
Good questions.
I
I like this.
thought you were much
knowledge.
better than this.
He's the knowledge. I like it.
Okay.
I bet Luke didn't even need to Google these questions.
No, yeah.
I just did some calculations.
He
Just
knew
sees
Barini
Matrix
had,
code.
yeah, he knew Barini had played at Verona and all sorts, you know.
Okay. So, Ed.
Yeah.
2010.
Yeah.
Wolves, QPR, and Cardiff.
Is it Jay Boothroyd?
Yeah. Very good. That is very good.
That is good. That's a tough one. I'm impressed.
That's a tough one because they're not other than Cardiff. You probably wouldn't have gone Wolves for a popular club of Jay Boothroyd's. Gone Perugia.
No, you smashed that.
Could have gone Perugia. Could have gone Serie A.
And that's
Two
why
people-
I didn't. That's why I didn't.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm not going to say any more. That was sumptuous. Thank you. Let's carry on.
He was the reason I came up with this round because I was going to do something about Italians in the Premier League and Englishmen in Serie A, and then I realised they're so obvious because there's been so few that have played there that it just wasn't worth doing it. So I ended up just putting this together.
Love that.
Gianni.
Bit of respect back.
2010.
2010.
Lazio, Lecce, and Santos.
Santos.
Christ. Santos.
Oh, it'll be like Brazilian/Italian or something.
There's a few Brazilian Italians. I mean, Jorginho and Emerson, who won the Euros this summer in the starting 11 versus England, both from Brazil. Christ.
In 2010.
What did we do in 2010? That was World Cup South Africa. I mean, he probably wasn't in the squad if he's got one cap, but is it the one that looks? Is it? It's not the striker that played at Southampton. Looks like Johnny Depp.
Oh, Pellegrini. No,
not Pele. No, not Pele. There was another one that played at Southampton. It's Johnny Depp's got some long hair.
Oh, Gabbiadini.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not him. He didn't play at Santos. No, there was another one. Maybe he didn't play at Southampton. Oh, I don't actually know.
Yeah, it's really tricky that. I mean, an Italian, obviously, a real Italian would know, but I mean,
I don't know. I'm going to say
give it away.
Liverani. He played like Lazio and I think maybe Lecce, and he had one cap or 5 caps, but I don't think he went to South America.
It was Christian Ledesma.
Oh,
yeah.
He was skilled. Yeah.
He was quite good in Football Manager some seasons.
Was he Brazilian? Did he have any Brazilian heritage? I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't think so either. No, I thought, I didn't know personally that he went to Santos, but I thought maybe that might give it away because the move to Santos was very odd. I quite liked it when I saw it on Wikipedia. I was like, oh,
that is cool.
That's a weird one.
Oh, he's overestimated us, any Ed?
No, because I've got one right. So
Ed's knowledge is fantastic. Okay, Ed. 2012.
Yeah.
Tottenham, Swansea, Liverpool.
Tottenham, Swansea, Liverpool, one cap. Stephen Colker.
Yeah. That's very good. He played about 2 games for Liverpool as an emergency striker. That's very impressive. I put Liverpool in there.
Do you know why? Suddenly I'm in my groove? Because these are questions about football, not about football mascots or about football shirts, about football.
You're going to need to pull this back, Gianni. Come on, mate.
Oh, God. He's going to be unbearable if he wins this one.
We got 2012, Inter Milan, Sporting Lisbon, Atalanta.
What year? 2012.
2012.
I'm crap at one cap wonders. Oh, man.
It is pretty hard.
Sporting Lisbon. Who goes to Portugal because they can't make it and still gets a cap for Italy? Must have been a weak time. What are we doing in 2012? Euros? Did we even get... Yeah. Oh, we were good. We lost in the final to Spain. Maybe that'll come up later.
Did you knock us out?
Probably.
Well,
yeah.
Penalties.
Yeah.
Pirlo Panenka.
Oh yeah.
I've got a picture of that upstairs. It used to be in my bedroom, and there's an English bloke behind the goal, full on pulls his pants down, and he's literally in Pirlo's eye line, just above the crossbar. You can see like he's wearing a t-shirt, nothing below, and then as Joe Hart's like that, and the ball goes in the middle.
That's in Pirlo's autobiography. He said that was the target he used. So you know.
Nice.
Oh, I actually don't know. I don't want to embarrass myself with a guess. Inter, Sporting Lisbon and Atalanta. Oh.
It's not embarrassing to say you just don't have an answer because that's pretty tricky.
I don't know. I'll forfeit or it'll be crap listening as I spend...
That's so embarrassing. You don't even have an answer.
It was Ezequiel Cheletto or Chelotto.
Oh, yeah. Ezequiel Cheletto. Yep. Of course.
Yeah, but I would never would have got that.
He's got a name like a sneeze.
He ended up going to Brighton, didn't he?
Yeah, sure.
Did
I think he got one cap for Italy, didn't he? That's all I know about him.
Yeah,
I think he was at Brighton. I think he was.
I think you're right. I think he was. Did he play for them? Did he get signed when they got promoted, or did he play for them for a season in the Championship? Maybe. Yeah.
I think he signed when they were promoted. They thought he might because he played for Italy. Looked quite good. Now I don't think he played barely any minutes.
By the way, I think, and my knowledge on him is obviously quite low. I think he's another Italian Argy, an Italian South American. I know between Italian Brazilians, but I think he's an Argy.
2-0.
All right. It is a good start, but there are lots of questions to come with lots of points up for grabs. So this is only a small part.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm now going to go for. Do you remember the old ABBA system on penalties where it was A, B, B, A? And
Yeah.
I'm now going to go for that because I think if I gave one person the first question, the second person have a massive advantage because they're relatively similar questions.
Okay.
So I'm going to start off with Ed, and we'll go Ed, Gianni, Ed, etc., etc. Okay, so 4 points up for grabs here, and I'm going to give you 4 guesses. Can you name the 4 players to score their penalty in England's 4-2 penalty shootout win over Colombia at the 2018 World Cup?
It's to Ed. Yeah, of course it is. What am I doing?
Me first.
You can give him some answers if you like. But
Me first.
When you're thinking about that, Edge, can I fill with 10 seconds of chat?
Yeah.
So I was at Box Park Croydon, which you may have seen like the BBC cut to, like, oh, here's a fan park in Croydon. That's Box Park. I was there with my English supporting mates, and it was a week before my wedding, and everyone just went mental to the point where I got such bad whiplash that I couldn't move out my bed for like a week, and I was like, how am I going to walk down the aisle? How am I going to do the first dance that my wife and I had been practicing very hard for? So I had to see a physio for like a week, and worked wonders. Worked wonders.
Nice.
Right. Are you done?
Yeah. You got your answer?
That was actually quite a good chat. Yeah, I'm going to go Harry Kane first.
That is correct. You got 3 more guesses.
Me again, sorry.
Because this is your English.
Oh, I see. Yeah, okay. Eric Dyer.
Correct.
Trippier.
Correct.
Oh God.
I don't know who the other one is.
That's
Rashford.
Correct.
Oh!
He's going like this, and you're spot on.
Yes.
That is not what Gianni wanted. So you are.
He's
now
on the ropes.
6-0
I'm
up.
Tyson Fury. I'm up in his face. I'm not getting in and letting him have this long jab. I'm getting in amongst him.
Ouch.
Hey.
Well, you're not going to ask me a question from 2018 because Italy didn't make the World Cup in Russia.
I'm not, but also there aren't many penalty shootout wins for me to choose from. You've won a lot more. So, however, Gianni, you have a photo on your wall with a man's penis in.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And it used to be in his bedroom.
4-2. Indeed. Can you tell me the 4 scorers for Italy when you beat us 4-2 at Euro 2012?
I can't believe 2012 is so much harder than 2018.
There's a picture on your wall. I'm not going to ask you for the scorers in the final of the Euros because me and Ed would start crying. So I've gone 2012.
What about
penalty shootout ones? Yeah.
What about 2006 when we won the World Cup? I've got those ones. I've watched it so many times. No, I got 2012. All right, I got 2 right, definitely. Pirlo.
Okay. Yep.
And you're going to be well impressed I got this one right, Luke. It's your boy Diamante.
Correct.
Diamante, for those listening that are like, who's that? He played at West Ham, often on the wing. Should have been a number 10. Amazing footballer. He wasn't fully appreciated at West Ham, was he, Luke?
It's the sort of name that someone from The Only Way Is Essex would name their child.
Yes. Yeah. No, he played for us under. He played for us under Zola, so we thought we were going to see the best out of him, but we just did. As you say, he was 100% a number 10. Shouldn't have been used the way he was, unfortunately.
Yeah. I am going to be guessing the others. So, 2012. I mean, Balotelli. This isn't an answer. Balotelli had the most amazing tournament. That's the only good sort of time he's ever been in an Italy shirt, and he was brilliant at pens. I just don't remember him taking one against, it would have been Joe Hart. It should be really memorable. I'm guessing he was subbed because Balotelli often wasn't fit enough to play 90, let alone 120. So I can't put Balotelli, can I? I don't think I can. Now, Bonucci's really good at pens, takes them a lot. I don't remember him taking one. He was our penalty taker in Euro 2016, not even on shootouts. Go on, I'll say Bonucci.
Nope.
Pirlo, Diamante. Who would have come on for Balotelli up front? Did we have Di Natale in that tournament? He's great at pens, I think. I don't know if he was playing in that tournament. Oh, this is so hard.
When do I get a guess?
Who would have been even playing in 2012 midfield? I can't name the forwards. It's just Pirlo, isn't it? Just Pirlo. No, let's go Di Natale. Something's telling me I don't even know if he was at the tournament. I can't pick him. I know you got to push me on time because I'm taking the mick here, aren't I? I don't know. Let's go. Oh God.
Do subscribe for more action like this.
Sorry, I'm going to go for Claudio Marchisio.
He missed.
Oh!
Well, no, Montalivo missed, didn't he? Montalivo missed. But no, it wasn't Marchisio.
What about Giaccherini?
No, it was Balotelli. He took the first. Balotelli took the first 10. He put you 1-0 up.
Balotelli played 120.
And then it was another player that has played for West Ham. It was Nocerino.
Oh yeah, he was good. Not at West Ham, but he was. Yeah,
yeah, but it was not Nocerino. But who was it?
Subscribe for more top-notch banter.
Absolutely poor from Batici. So I'm on 2 points and Ed's on 6.
7.
6-2. Nah, 6-2.
Oh, was it?
Behave, Ed.
Sorry.
Okay.
Right, go then.
Next one, Gianni. Who scored Italy's first goal at Euro 2000?
Gosh, I mean, Euro 2000, we got to the final and lost on the golden goal to France. We had a cracking team. Now, Montella and Del Vecchio were often paired up front together. The 2 lads from Roma. Now, with Totti in behind, it was a Roma front 3. But Del Piero was often in the 11. I'm going to have to go for one of the attacking players. I can't remember who we were in a group with. Beat Holland on a penalty shootout in the semis in their own backyard in Amsterdam. I'm going to go with Montella.
It was Antonio Conte.
God!
The next Newcastle manager.
I don't know if you remember the goal. You played Turkey, won 2-1. Inzaghi scored the winner. And Conte scored an overhead kick.
Did he really? Didn't know he had that in his
Conte
locker.
overhead kick.
That would have been
It's a brilliant goal.
I'm gonna have to YouTube that because what will be entertaining about that goal? Not only is it Conte was like not the glamorous type of player at all. He was like Gattuso, but he also this would have been pre his hair transplant or his wig or whatever it is. So it would have been it will look brilliant because he had like the most amazing hair, which was sort of not much of it, but it was long.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I might be losing, but I'm really enjoying this just from the nostalgic, you know. So whatever.
We're just having fun.
Yeah.
It's just part of the fun, isn't it? Yeah. Don't worry about the result. This is life as a West Ham fan. Let's just enjoy what's going on.
Just reminisce.
Same question for you, Ed. First England goal at Euro 2000.
Shearer header against Germany.
No way.
That was our second game. We won 1-0 against Germany. Our first game, we lost 3-2 to Portugal. We went 2-0 up. Scholes scored early on with a bullet header from about 10 yards out. A very not Scholes-like goal. And then McManaman made it 2-0. And then Figo and the Gomez, etc., the top player. They all came
Close.
through.
Germany was the second game, wasn't it? 1-0.
And then we lost to Romania in the final one. Phil Neville gave away the penalty, didn't he?
And they bleached all their hair. They bleached all their hair, the Romanian team, hadn't they?
Yes. Yeah, it was another great tournament for England. Another one where Italy did very, very well.
That probably is to this day my worst football memory was seeing the Italian players holding hands on the touchline. They were ready to run on, and just before the whistle went for the 94th minute after added time, it was either Wiltord or Trezeguet. One scored that goal and the other scored the golden goal, and it was just heartbreak because we dominated that football match.
Yeah, Wiltord scored the equaliser, didn't he? 90th minute, and then Trezeguet got the golden goal with the left-footed half volley. Brilliant finish, but obviously you won't want to be reminded of that one.
What was funny though, Luke, is 6 years later, my best football memory was Italy beating France in the World Cup, and it was Trezeguet that missed one of the France penalties, hit the bar against Buffon, his club teammate.
Yeah, that's it. One of my worst memories as an England fan was watching us lose that penalty shootout to Italy, and then we could have made it better 9 years later, but it just got worse. So, you know, England fans don't get that come up. We just get more, no, it's going to get worse and worse and worse and worse.
Your time will come, mate. I think your time will come very soon. If you get rid of Gareth, it will come very soon.
Another bold prediction. Yeah. Okay, Ed, can you please give me England's 3 results in the 2010 World Cup group stages?
Oh, this is not good. 2010. Oh, goodness me. Right.
South Africa.
We played. I can tell you who scored the first goal of the tournament, which was that South African Shabalabalaba.
Oh, that was wicked.
What a goal.
Shabalaba.
Yeah. Goal for Africa was the Bafana. Anyway, okay. Who do we even have in a group? We had. I'm getting confused between 2014 and 2010. We had Uruguay, but that was 2014, I think.
Am I going to be asked exactly the same question, Luke? If so, I'll get thinking.
I reckon. I think we drew. We won the last game 1-0, and Jermaine Defoe scored, I think. So
Who was it against?
It was against. Was it? Oh, I don't know. I know we won 1-0 and Jermaine Defoe scored, and that was the last game. And I think the other two were USA. We played USA in the first game and we drew 1-1. Gerrard and Clint Dempsey.
Oh, good memory.
Correct.
The second game I think we drew again 0-0 against someone, and then we won 1-0. So I've got the scores. Yeah.
You need the teams.
USA,
I remember the USA game. Was there a howler from a goalkeeper?
Yeah,
the goalkeeper?
It Clint Dempsey's shot, and it went through Paul. Was it Paul Robinson?
Rob Green.
Rob Green. Oh yeah.
Paul, that was a time when England goalkeepers, whilst you're thinking it, England goalkeepers were just making it doesn't matter who was playing. If it was Robinson, Carson had a howler, Rob Green. And then since then, Joe Hart wasn't known for his errors, but wasn't the best, although he had some good times. And then now Pickford, who's got an error in him as well. It's just like England goalkeepers seem to have been, over the last 20 years, always error prone. Even did Ben Foster get a turn and make an error as well, maybe?
Yeah, they all did around that McLaren era, didn't they? Carson was the one against Croatia where we lost 3-2 and didn't make the Euros. But yeah, the Rob Green one, Rob Green in 2009, 2010 was probably the best season I've seen from a West Ham goalkeeper. And I was so excited to see him play going into the World Cup. And he did what he did. And then David James comes in, who hadn't been good for 10 years. And you're like, come on, I get that he's made a mistake, but just give him his chance. He's been so good. Goalkeepers make mistakes, and instantly dropped out the team, which I thought was incredibly unfair. Really was.
Algeria is one of them, I think.
Okay.
So what's your answer?
I don't know. Yeah, so USA, Algeria, and I can't remember.
Yeah, but you need the score.
What? Algeria, was that the 0-0 or the 1-0? You got 1 out of 3.
This is where
It was Algeria 0-0. That was the one where Rooney comes off the pitch screaming at the camera, going, "Oh, look at our fans giving us boos. That's not what they should be doing." All that sort of stuff. And it was Slovenia 1-0. Jermaine Defoe.
To be fair, I did better than I thought I would there. I got all the scores.
You did well.
Yeah, that's a toughie. That.
This is
so I got 1 point. Did I got 1 point? So I'm on 7 now.
You're on 7. If Gianni can get 3, he's back in the game.
Yeah, but he won't, will he? Look at him.
It is the exact same question.
Oh,
Italy's
God.
3 results, 2010 World Cup. Because I couldn't go into the knockouts because it didn't go well.
It didn't go well at all. I mean, I've got the teams because I was thinking the same. I think we were New Zealand, Paraguay, and Slovakia. I think they're the 3 teams. And you're right, it didn't go well at all. I think we got 2 draws and a defeat. Possibly 2 defeats and a draw. It was terrible because we'd given Marcello Lippi, I think, the job for the tournament. He was the manager we won in 2006 with. Then he stepped down. Someone else came in, didn't do very well. Lippi was back. It was like, Lippi's back. And yeah, it didn't go well at all. But I don't know. I've got the teams, so I'm quite pleased with that. But I know that's not any points. So do I just say we lost 1-0 in all 3 of them and bank the 1 point? Because I know we lost 1 game and I think it was 1-0, and bank the 1 point? Maybe I do. I'm going to say we lost 1-0 to New Zealand.
Okay.
Can you tell me if I'm right?
Incorrect.
Wrong. Okay. I don't think we lost to Slovakia. 1-1 Slovakia.
Incorrect.
Oh, God. Oh, God. It was probably 1-1 against New Zealand. Okay, I'm going to have to go... We must have lost to Slovakia. Jeez. All right, let's say we drew with Paraguay. 1-0 against Paraguay.
Correct. You started off with a 1-0 draw to Paraguay.
Oh, that was correct.
You then drew
1-0 Paraguay.
1-0 with 1-0 with
Paraguay.
New Zealand because Lucas Neal slid and the Italy guy left his leg and you got a penalty.
Lucas Neal's from Australia.
Oh yeah.
That was 2000. That was 2006. Last 16.
Oh yeah. I just remembering
Totti penalty.
Yeah, and it was Grosso. Go on, Luke.
Slovakia, you lost 3-2, and if you remember, Quagliarella actually scored one of the best goals you've ever seen at a World Cup, but it was consolation last minute, little chip. And yeah, you lost. I think Vitek scored 2 scored a brace and put you out. Yeah.
Oh God. So I got 1.
Yeah, 3-2.
1.
Yeah, I can see why you've forgotten that. It's not a World Cup you should be remembering, really, with some of the results you had around the time.
7-3 to
next
me.
Question. It is 7-3. Gianni, during the Euro 2008 qualifiers, I had to do the Euro 2008 qualifiers because, again, England did not make it. Which Italian top scored with 5 goals?
Oh, okay. Euro 2008, so it was pretty much, give or take, the team that would have smashed it in 2006. Now, in 2006, there were 6 forwards that went. as part of that World Cup squad that scored a goal in the World Cup. Imagine that. You take 6 forwards and they all score a goal. So it's going to be one of these guys. It's either Quinta, it's not him. It's Inzaghi, I don't think it's him. It's Del Piero and Totti, don't think it's those guys. And then the other one is Lucatoni and Gilardino. They're the 6. So if that was a question, I'd have got 6 out of 6. But it's not, and this is a lot harder.
And Gianni doesn't know the answer. He gives a bunch of answers to questions that haven't been asked.
Do you know what it is? It's semi-me showing that I do know something and I'm not total, but it's also semi-me trying to pad time because I'm trying to give you my thought process so it's not dead air. So it's Gilardino or Inzaghi. So it's not Inzaghi. It's Gilardino or Tony. Tony was around 30, I think, so he still had a few years left. Lucatoni.
Correct.
Yeah, that was when he was on fire, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He never really did it.
Okay.
He only scored, I think, 2 in that World Cup we won there. He never did it in major competitions for us. Not really. But great. Get in. Come on.
Okay, Ed, same question to you. 5 goals for England during the Euro 2008 qualifiers.
Were they top scorer?
Top scorer for us.
I'm gonna say Frank Lampard.
It wasn't. It was Crouchy.
Oh, I did write down Crouch. I put Crouch, Rooney, Lamps, and I went Lampard.
That was when Crouch was banging him in, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was doing the robot as well, wasn't he?
That was it, yeah. Yeah, he got his hat-trick against Jamaica in 2006 and he was banging him in during Euro 2008 qualifiers, yeah.
Oh,
okay. I have one final question for you both.
Okay.
Okay. It's worth 11 points.
Come on, you got to name 11.
You have. So it's very much wide open, for sure. This could be from different years. So Gianni, you might, if just because I've given you a question doesn't mean it's going to be semi-related, etc. Okay, Ed.
Yeah.
Can you name the? I'm going to give you 11 guesses, and you get it based on how many you get out of the 11. Can you name the 11 players that started for England versus Russia in our opening game at Euro 2016?
I was there as well, Ed.
Joking.
I was in the stadium getting beaten up by Russian hooligans.
So you definitely won't get the 11 because you've forgotten because you had your head kicked in.
God.
2016?
In Marseille. Great stadium, the Velodrome.
Yep.
Against Russia, 2016. Oh my goodness, I've got no chance.
Oh, God. So I'm 7-4 down, I think. So I could still make this up, Ed.
Yeah,
2016.
sure.
I
You
can't
needed
even
to get
remember
maybe only 5 or 6.
John Terry and Ferdinand must have been gone by then, surely. Can't remember anything. Who was in goal? Who would have been in goal?
Oh, God.
Oh yeah, got the keeper.
Luke, am I likely to get a very similar same era question? If so, I can start. I think I'm
possibly Terrier.
I think it's gonna be because all the others.
2016. Okay, well, Joe Hart.
Correct.
Who would have been centre backs in 2016? Cahill.
Correct.
Something so obvious that I've just forgotten. It's obviously this is post Rio Ferdinand and John Terry. This is Cahill and oh my goodness, I think who's going to be there? It might be Smalling. It might be Jones. They'll be in the squad probably. It might be. I'm just going to go make a guess because for time's sake, Phil Jones.
No.
Right back. Who's going to be right back? It's going to be. Would it be Trippier? No. Would it be? Oh, Danny Rose.
Correct.
And Walker.
Correct.
Oh, yes. Okay. This might be really embarrassing. I can't remember whether he retired. Gerrard? Is it his last tournament? No, Gerrard.
No, Gerrard.
Jack Wilshere.
No.
Theo Walcott.
No. Got 3 more guesses. So I don't know if you want to go in order or just get some obvious ones. That's up to you.
Rooney.
Correct.
Who would have played up front with Rooney? Would we play one up front or just maybe if we played 2, who would it have been in 2016? Oh, Harry Kane.
Correct.
Got
one more guess.
One more guess. Who played on the left wing or one of the wings? Who played on the wing? Sterling.
Correct. So you're on 14.
So
Gianni needs 10 to equalise, 11 to win. So there is a chance.
So he could win.
Would you like me to give you the 11?
Eric Dyer, can I have that? Because he scored the free kick.
He did. So it was Hart, Walker, Cahill, Smalling.
Smalling's the other one. I did say that.
Rose. Then we played Dyer sitting, Ali and Rooney in midfield. Lallana and Sterling off the wing. And Kane up top. Lallana was off the wing. Yeah, Rooney was central midfield at the time. I think he got man the match that day. He was basically playing the Pirlo role.
So what did I get? 13?
You finish on 14.
Go on then, Gianni.
Gianni is currently on 4. So 10 to draw, 11 to win.
I'm not going to get this. Oh, sorry. What's the question, Luke?
Can you name the 11 players that started for Italy versus Belgium at Euro 2012?
You know what? This is really embarrassing because I was there. I was there for every Italy game in 2016.
So you should get it.
And I won quite a bit of money on that game, actually. Pele scored the goal, I think. One of the goals. I think we won 2-0. So I'll start at the back. Buffon.
Correct.
Bonucci.
Correct.
Now, it was a Conte, so it was a back 5, and it's genuinely, the reason I'm not going to get many on this is because it was the worst Italy team in memory. Like, how Conte got to the quarterfinals against Germany where we lost on a sudden death shootout. We were the best team in that tournament. I genuinely think we were. And we were terrible on paper. Did Chiellini? I'm going to say Chiellini because it's Chiellini. Unless he was injured, he played.
Correct.
Again, he wasn't memorable. One player that was memorable was the right wing back, who was Giaccherini.
Correct.
Sunderland fame.
Yeah, I mean, I am completely stumped for the middle of the park. I can't think who played there. Oh, obviously I need another centre back as well, and a left back. Christ. Pele and Eder were up front.
Correct.
Big man, little man. I was on TV when Eder scored against Sweden. So that's 2, 4, 5. So I'm on 6 out of 6, but I'm done. Like left back and centre backs. Ooh. Di Cecilio?
No.
He was my option for left back. Also right back. Did De Rossi play?
Yep.
Yeah, De Rossi, amazing. And now I don't think Pirlo made the Euros. I don't think he was in that squad. Was he in that squad? I think there was a lot of call for him to be in, and it was like, why are you not taking Pirlo? Okay, I'm gonna say Pirlo.
The man on your wall has lost you the quiz. It was not Pirlo.
Ouch. Was it Montalivio?
Got 2 more guesses.
Montalivio in the middle?
No.
Go on, put me out of my misery.
It was Parolo in midfield.
Damn! He was good, actually. He's a rubbish player.
The other centre half. I'm shocked you didn't get the other centre half. It was Barzagli.
Oh, of course it was. It was the Juve back 4. Wait, if you.
It's the back 4, yeah. Yeah. The left wing back was Darmian.
Darmian. That's why I went to Cecilia instead.
And you had Candreva as well.
I wrote Candreva. Did I not say him?
No, mate.
You had one more guess, so I'll give you that one, and you lost 14-12 if you had Candreva.
The order of the universe has been restored, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as we go back to football, I win once again. 4-4 overall. That was quality. That was a proper international break football quiz. From the knowledge,
that very much.
FPL Lions.
I will very much take that. The knowledge, yes. Happy with that.
Do you know what I loved about that quiz? Like, I don't mind losing, and Ed, well played. You were very impressive. But
I needed it.
I love the fact we had so many opportunities to reminisce, and I really hope so many watching and listening were going, yeah, they were the good times, or yeah, that was when Rob Green had a howler, or you know, when Chelsea were on the touchline holding hands and everyone laughs at them.
I'll say this now. We in our like little blurb for this podcast, we say it's always under an hour. This one will be over an hour, but it's okay because it's the international break, right? So it's an international break bonus episode with a longer quiz.
Is it actually over?
Yeah, there's nothing going on.
Is it, how much over an hour is it? It doesn't feel
I
like
reckon we've been about an hour and a half nearly now. Hour and 20 minutes.
No way. Well, in that case, see ya. Well, yeah, hopefully everyone watching and listening has enjoyed it as much as we have, because for me, that's absolutely flown by. In 90 minutes, the game at the length of a football match. So, Luke, any closing notes from you? Ed's form impressed you, I expect.
To be fair, I put together a difficult quiz on purpose. You know, you call me the knowledge. I can't come up with an easy quiz, can I? So I'm glad you found it difficult. I'm hoping people at home enjoyed that one as well. But yeah, I will always put together a difficult quiz if anyone ever wants me to put one together. That's for sure.
I might have to get Luke involved, Ed, when I design the quiz for the next fest on the 21st of January. Check us out on Twitter, buy tickets, all that jazz. But for now, guys, we will see you again next week. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Hey, do us all a favour, just one little thing. Give this a like if you're watching on YouTube. And obviously subscribe and all that jazz. Thank you very much, guys. Cheers, Luke. Cheers, Ed. See you soon.
Thank you, Luke.
Take care.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.